Okay, perfect. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is Firefish, originally forked from a different software called Miski. We are aiming to be the next generation of scalable, future-proof, and honestly fun to use Fediverse software. We immediately present users with a clean interface that just feels like regular social media. There's content warnings, uh, automatic post translations, and probably the biggest draw is that you can design the user interface to look like however you want to. This is the kind of default interface, but if you switch over to a deck layout, you can immediately add as many columns as you want. You can have widgets on the side like this. And overall, it's kind of just to curate a social media experience for yourself, however you want. Apologies about a little bit of the slow loading because I'm in an area with not amazing internet right now. But we also make it easy for both users and admins to get started. We ship an install script that takes under 10 minutes to basically set up a new server. If you know how to put a record into a domain name and you know how to paste a command in to a terminal, you can basically get up and running with a Firefish server in about 10, maybe 15 minutes. And right now, I'm not sure if you've seen what we're doing on the Fediverse. We've made a lot of enhancements to our front end and back end recently, but probably the biggest thing we're working towards is a almost full rewrite of the backend logic. We're moving a lot of Fediverse software uses a database engine called PostgreSQL, which is great for a lot of things, but we're actually switching to a database engine called SkylaDB. And I'm not sure how many of you here have used Discord, but that's actually the same database engine that Discord uses. So we plan to allow admins to deploy that optionally, either in the cloud or on their local machine for basically more scalability. If you want to have 10,000, 100,000, a million people on your instance, provided you can actually get that popularity, you would be able to handle that traffic and store all that data in a way that doesn't completely overwhelm your database and drive up your server prices, because server hosting is probably the biggest barrier to entry for a lot of people running a Fediverse server. And on top of that, when we forked Miski, the code base was built with Node.js and Koa, which are great technologies, but have been proven, especially nowadays, to be slow, especially the way it was originally implemented. So we're going to be switching that in the future to Bun.js and a new framework called Elysia, which should show, magnitudes of performance compared to the old setup. But overall, we also want to make sure that it's not just the server admins being happy. We want to make sure that users are happy as well. So we're going to be adding more features like removing the antenna limit, making timelines load a lot faster, and then also adding more features. Right now, we're the only base Fediverse software to be compatible with both the Miski API and the Mastodon API, so that users can use apps like Moshidon, the official Mastodon app, Ice Cubes on their phone on a Firefish instance, even though it isn't actually a Mastodon instance. And we're going to be expanding that functionality even more. And on top of everything else, we're just going to make sure that we listen to all of our feedback and basically add what users really want to see out of their social media experience.